Hello everyone, I'm Zihan from Zhang University and I'm a team in the lab. I'm delighted to present our work LaserShoes, a low-cost ground surface detection using laser speckle imaging. This work is collaborated with Yuxiaotong, Guanyun, Wang, Peng, Haipeng, and Zhang. As we know, human environments offer rich contextual information for various context-aware computing applications. For example, a user's presence in kitchen implies food preparation, while classroom and theater often indicate learning and entertainment. Accurate user location information can also aid conventional sensor-based applications such as gait analysis and active logging, which can be useful in the medical research and in the wild studies. As a result, accurate and robust sensing of user presence in environments with varying functionality has long been desired. Among all ground surface features, surface texture is a distinguishing feature. Many ground surfaces sensing works using visual information are based on surface textures, and here shows one example of them. When walking barefoot on different ground surfaces, we can feel the different textures, like the soft glasses of lawn, the smooth tiles of the bathroom, and the rough sands of the beach. However, with shoes on, we can hardly feel those textures anymore. Thus, our research question is how to practically sense ground surfaces while walking. The challenges include how to achieve high sensitivity for ground surface detection, how to reach the goal with low-cost wearable form factor, and how to detect ground surfaces while the user is working. As the user shoes almost always in contact with ground surfaces, user-based wearables serve as an ideal platform for sensing ground surfaces. In this research, we developed a low-cost wearable system named LaserShoes to recognize ground surfaces. It uses the laser speckle imaging technique and its only costs around $135. Compared to traditional RGB imaging, laser speckle imaging provides more detailed and richer information about texture. It has a better distinguishability for visually similar texture. Additionally, it offers privacy protection since it does not require a lens and thereby does not capture user's backgrounds. Laser speckle imaging is a technique that uses an image sensor to obtain laser speckle patterns corresponding to surface texture while a beam of laser illuminates the surface. The optical path of the laser beam varies due to the variance of the surface microgeometry, leading to constructive and destructive interference on the nearby image sensor. This will form an image with laser speckles. Since different ground surface has different microgeometries, the resulting laser speckle patterns would be different and thus could be used to identify ground surface type. In fact, HCI researchers have leveraged this sensing principle in many pie works. Some use the laser speckle images to classify static material types, and some works infer signals from the dynamic movement of speckles. In our task, the sensors will be in motion while the user is working, especially when the user foot is on the air. Therefore, we need to detect the foot ground contact period, which is relative static, to select images with clear speckle patterns. For the hardware, our system mainly consists of a laser emitter, an image sensor, and a Raspberry Pi board. The laser emitter and the image sensor are connected to shoes to capture videos of speckle patterns and reflect surface textures. To decide the wavelength of the laser and the distance of the image sensor to the ground in our system, we conducted experiments with 4 different wavelengths and 8 different distances and found that the wavelength 520 nanometer, which is green laser, and the distance on the 11 centimeter give us the highest image quality and the highest classification accuracy. Our data processing pipeline includes a pre-processing phase to select videos with clear speckle patterns, and a deep learning model to obtain the ground surface prediction. It is worth noting that we process a 1.5-second video session as a unit because this length usually includes a ground surface detection period. In the pre-processing phase, we use grayscale variation and global filter to select images with clear speckle pattern from the collected videos. And we crop the speckle image into small images as the data augmentation techniques. For the deep learning model, ResNet 18 is used as backbone. To evaluate our system, We recruited 15 participants in a user study where they were asked to work for 1 to 2 minutes on each of the 24 ground surfaces. In total, we collected more than 28,000 video sessions with 1.5-second length. Since the proposed system can adapt to different shoes, we allow all participants to wear their own shoes in our study. And here are some samples of how our laser shoes can be worn on different kinds of shoes. We calculated both the foot ground contact period detection accuracy and the ground surface classification accuracy in the unit of the 1.5-second video sessions. Our system reaches a foot ground contact period detection accuracy of 19.91%, which means our method can detect the majority of foot ground contact periods. For the classification results, here are the confusion metrics. The classification accuracy of within user and cross-user conditions are 86.93% and 18.57% respectively. Here are some demos of working with laser shoes on different surfaces. We can see the captured speckle patterns are different, and the systems give the correct ground surface prediction results. The accuracy decrease from within user condition to cross-user conditions may be due to the different heights of the shoe space sensors, as well as the different gains among participants. We also carried out some other investigations. First, we tested our systems in detecting dry, wet, icy conditions of different surfaces. If we treat each condition of each surface as a separate class, our system reaches an F1 score of 59.91%. And if we treat the icy condition of all surfaces into one category, our system reaches an F1 score of 74.29%. Secondly, we evaluate the capability of our system to identify sand surfaces of different grain size. It achieves an F1 score of 19.59%. Third, we evaluate the performance of our system under 5 different lighting conditions and found that, except for strong sunlight conditions, our system achieves an accuracy of over 87%. Laser shoes have many potential applications. One possible application is as personal running assistants, where laser shoes can detect the ground surface that the user is running on and generate a running analysis report for each surface. Another potential application is in gait analysis on different surfaces, where laser shoes, when combined with gait analysis sensors such as MU, can help detect changes in gait on different surfaces. In addition, laser shoes can be used to control cleaning equipment, automatically change the working mode based on the type of surfaces being cleaned. Laser shoes can also provide course navigation, giving user alerts if they are working in the wrong or dangerous direction based on unexpected surface detection. Finally, laser shoes can be used for daily activity recognition through localization, where the surface type detected can be used to recognize the space in which the user is staying and calculate time spent in different space, providing a rough analysis of users' daily activities. In conclusion, laser shoes is a laser imaging-based ground surface detection wearable system that can identify ground surfaces. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm happy to take any questions.